Hey, what's going on, you guys? I'm headed out today to Camera Mall in Ann Arbor to help them celebrate their grand opening. I'm going to be doing a little event to represent Olympus there with the 300mm f4 Pro. It's going to be like this little scavenger hunt that you'll use the abilities of that 300mm lens for. It's going to use that to help you find objects that are far away to complete a puzzle. But before that, I need to stop in here at this gas station and run in and grab something to drink. I'll be right back. All right, we're headed back out. So, like I said, doing this event with Camera Mall. I'm just there for an hour, you know, but I think I'll probably hang out for a little bit in Ann Arbor anyways and just do a little shooting. Just hang out at the store. It's a really good group of people there. And I suppose I could do a what's in your bag post right now too while I'm doing nothing but driving. So today the bag is the Peak Design Everyday Messenger. I've got the charcoal gray one, and in the bag it is the Pro lens lineup basically. So I've got the 8mm fisheye, the 12 to 40 f2.8, the 7 to 14 f2.8, the 40 to 150 f2.8 with teleconverter, and then attached to the outside of the bag I have the Pen F with the 17mm f1.8. I also have my Rode Video Mic Go in the bag as well, so that I can vlog today in a higher quality than what this little camera here provides. So that's about it. I'm gonna shut the camera down. I'm gonna do this drive. I got a ways to go. Ann Arbor is probably an hour away from me, so see you guys later. Alright, so hopefully you don't mind, but I'm throwing you on my vlog for today.
That's fine. Hey
So,
guys.
everybody say hi to Bruno.
Hi.
So we're walking around.
We gotta go down. We gotta go to the lab.
We're going the other way. So we're setting up for a scavenger hunt for Camera Mall's grand opening.
Got all of the papers.
All of the papers, all the clues. So what can everybody win? At the end of the day here, what's the big prize that they can
right
win?
Now we're looking at a gift card to the store.
Nice.
Hopefully they'll like that. We basically carry everything, so if they want something.
Free stuff is good stuff.
Free stuff is always good.
All right.
So this is lab.
So we're gonna set up a clue here, and I'm gonna shut the camera off so we can get to work. So everybody say hi to Hillary. And Bruno's with us, and we are exploring Ann Arbor, gathering up some clues. So what do you think of the 300 so far? Your arms
pretty good, except for my shoulder right here is killing me. But otherwise,
it is a beast. Yeah, so you're doing like crazy street photography with a 600mm equivalent lens.
Yes, and the people are in focus.
Right.
And not blurry.
And you can see the piece of lettuce in their teeth from 2 blocks away.
Yes.
All right, so I'm gonna kill the camera for a minute, and we're gonna do a little more walking.
Are you a student?
Yeah. I work at the camera store, but I've been shooting professionally for about 4 years.
Oh,
That's how I got myself through school, actually.
Are you in the Penny
Hey, what's up? I'm on my way home. Very fun event. Awesome event. So there was again, camera mall in Ann Arbor. I ran into some people whom I had met online or known online, I guess, follow their work, and they follow mine, and I'd never met them in person. So that was really cool. One of the gentlemen, a gentleman named Charles Bonham, I love seeing his work on Flickr. Another Michigan photographer, phenomenal work, beautiful stuff from him. So it was really cool to see him. I don't know if he watches the vlog or not, but give a little shout out to him and put a link to his Flickr page in the comment section below. Go have a look. It was fun, I did a little photo walk with the 300 millimeter where we went out on a scavenger hunt to find these little clues that I had taped up on buildings, in about a four block radius of camera mall in Ann Arbor. Some of them were up 6 stories on a parking garage structure. They're all over the place. So I took full advantage of the reach of that lens. It was really fun. And then after my walk was done, I just kind of hung out at the store and met a gentleman who has a strong film photography background, I guess. He said he shot film for a long time and made the transition pretty much, it sounds like, straight from film over to the OMD EM1. And he was an Olympus film camera user. So, talk about brand loyalty. He went from film to digital, staying with, from an OM to an OMD. Very cool. So I talked with that gentleman for well over an hour, and gave him a few pointers on some of the techniques that I use for shooting, and gave him some hands-on time with the 300 millimeter, which it's pretty cruel of me to do that because once you shoot with that lens, you immediately start going over finances to figure out how you're going to work that into your budget. I think he was one of those people who had a big interest in the lens prior to coming there, and after shooting with it, I think he sold on it. I know he sold on it. So it was fun. Really good day. A little tired, it's about an hour drive each way, a little over an hour each way, and I didn't stop for lunch or eat anything yet, so I am really looking forward to getting home and eating some dinner. I'm starving. Can't maintain this growth figure without food, right? So that's it for today's vlog post. You guys take care. And for those of you that came out to the camera mall today, thanks a lot. It was cool to meet you all. And I'll talk to you later. Bye. Oh my gosh, I ate that whole bag of potato chips. It was a small bag. And part of me wishes it was bigger than it was. But it was still big enough to where it should have maybe not been all consumed at one time. I don't know. How come things like that taste so good are bad for you? It should be the complete opposite, right? If it tastes bad, it must be bad. How come potato chips can taste good and they're not good for you? I know, completely not a photography related rant at all, but damn it, I just wish that the bad things were good for you. Instead of waking up and taking a multivitamin, you wake up and eat a handful of M&Ms. Wouldn't that be grand? Anyways, maybe I should have even not turned the camera on to tell you that. I sound like a 7-year-old. Anyways, I'm going to shut this off before I say something even more ridiculous. So, I like to read, and I get a decent amount of opportunity to read during the day at my day job. I've got several breaks a day and a lunch, of course, that I can read on. But there are periods of time where the piece of inspection equipment that I run is running, and I have to wait for it to finish inspecting a part, so I've got a little bit of downtime. And when I say a little bit, I mean a little bit, like a couple of minutes. So I like to have a PDF of a book available to read. So I go through a lot of books that way. And I like to learn, when I read. I enjoy, fiction, but sometimes, I want more than just an escape from reality. Sometimes I want something to put into my head that might be of some use some way. So I've always enjoyed the books by Bill Bryson, even though the information contained in his books, while it is entertaining and informational, generally the information in it isn't something that's going to be of a whole lot of legitimate benefit in my life, other than maybe I have a lot of interesting things to talk about in conversation thanks to Bill Bryson. And if you don't know who Bill Bryson is, I'll put a link below to some of his books on Amazon that I like, and they're really cool reads. But so I was looking for something new to read, and I don't remember how I came upon Malcolm Gladwell, but anyway, so I decided to start reading through his books. The first book I read was Tipping Point, and it's really cool. It just talks about how things gain traction, like viral videos, or what makes something stand out or memorable, or spread. Like we'll say, for example, in his book he talks about how Hush Puppy shoes went through this crazy explosive growth. They became really trendy, and how the trend started and how it spread, and just reading that kind of information is really cool. It kind of helps you get a better understanding of how things work, how things spread, and how you can apply that to what you're doing. And it's kind of why I started reading that book, actually, because to understand how information travels and grows, it could help you, with your photography, as far as getting your work out there in front of other people. Really cool read. The next book I'm reading is Outliers. I just bought it. I haven't even opened it up, and I don't know what it's about yet, which is funny that I would buy a book not knowing what it's about. But I asked people online. I said, hey, I just read Tipping Point, and it was my understanding that Malcolm Gladwell's books are all like this. They're really interesting and full of insight and information. So what should I read next? And all the responses, most of them anyways, were for Outliers. So I got Outliers. I can't wait to start reading that. I'm actually going to read that when I go to Arizona in a couple of weeks, so I'm not even going to touch it yet. It's going to be my book that I read while I'm flying out there, since I've got a lot of airtime for that trip. So what are you reading? What are your recommendations? I'm always open for a new book. Just to give you an idea of the kind of stuff I like. I like science. I'm one of those nerdy people that says they have a favorite theoretical physicist. Dr. Michio Kaku. Just interesting the way he writes, the way he puts information out there. It's easy enough for anybody to understand for the most part. So I like him. Neil deGrasse Tyson. Bill Bryson's books. Just knowledge in general. So yeah, if you got a book to recommend, throw it my way. I'm always looking for something to put in my head. I have been told I am a fountain of useless information. I know a whole lot. I know a little bit about a whole lot of subjects, and so that's fun. I guess it comes in handy, like I said, for conversation. I'm really completely seriously turning the camera off now, because again, this vlog post is going to end up being a really long one, and it's not going to really contain any kind of educational information. So until next time, you guys, we'll see you tomorrow.